guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Lope Dicta, as you've all known, and I want to use this opportunity to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. I've changed my background again. I'm just busy looking around for the best background to fit and to suit you guys, so that you won't be, the background will be enticing you to watch the video to the end, to like the video, to subscribe and all. So here we are again on the YouTube channel. Okay, are you watching me for the first time? You're welcome. And I want to say this is going to be another episode of The Hint. I already had one episode of The Hint, and this is going to be another episode. And today, what are we talking about? Okay, I want to talk about relationship. And I will be talking about whose advice should you listen to when you are in a relationship. I'm trying not to be too serious. Like I got this comment from people that I'm always very serious when I come to my YouTube channel. Meanwhile, I'm the playful type after YouTube, you understand? So I'm trying to mix the two. But irrespective of which, I can't be so playful because this is a very serious topic. When you are in a relationship, whose advice should you listen to? Okay, the reason why I'm doing this topic is because recently I heard a story of a brother who is meant to marry a sister A. Or should I say, who married a sister A, and everyone was advising him to marry a sister B. Okay, so now he's finally married to sister A for more than maybe 10 years, and when people want to talk about him, they will, because he's not doing well, they will be like, hey, Avi, don't you see him? He's supposed to be doing better than this if he was married to the sister B. They feel like if he had taken their advice, then his life would have been better. Then I look at that statement like, only if he had listened to what people were saying, his life would have been better. Okay, they might be right. Sometimes people who are not in a relationship, they see better than the person in the relationship, so they might be correct. But looking at it in another angle, what if he was the one seeing better? What if he eventually married sister B and his life is still the same thing? What would people have said? They would have said, they didn't know too. Maybe if he had even married the A he wanted to marry, then his life would have been better. Do you see? It's a two-way thing when it comes to who to listen to when you're in a relationship. And that is why I am actually doing this with you. So let us go to it. Who are the category of people who advise? I have three categories of people who give advice to people in a relationship. Number one, that's category one, is good minds with good idea. I repeat, good mind with good idea. Category two, good mind but they have a bad idea. I will explain. Now, category three, bad mind with bad idea. What do I mean by good mind with good idea? A good mind is a person that wants the relationship to come up well, to be nice. They like it. Wow, they'll be like, oh, I love your love, something like that. And they give good ideas. They have good ideas within them. They see rightly, they see correctly, and they are able to give you a good advice. Now, when it comes to good minds with bad idea, they are the people that see too. They want the relationship to go well. Their mind towards that relationship is good, but they are not seeing so clearly. So they have a bad idea about the relationship. Then the bad mind with the bad idea are the people with entirely bad mind towards that relationship, and in fact their ideas too are bad. Now let me start from the type of people that can be other bad mind with bad relationship. Number one is friends. Number two is community people. Number three, all these just some group of people. He's not married yet. What happened? All those kind of things. Gossipers, neighbors that you don't even know anything about. They are just there and they feel like they should also advise you. You just be going one year and they'll say, oh, mommy, come now. This kind of thing. That guy you are moving with, it's not good for you. You don't know their mind. A lot of times they don't have a good mind. Meanwhile, some people can have good mind. Not doubting that. Now let's go to the category of people who have good minds and bad ideas, but bad ideas. They are our friends sometimes, parents too sometimes. They have good minds, but bad ideas. Sometimes pastors, yes, these people, they have good mind towards you, but they are not seeing correctly. A lot of our parents actually, they see the archaic relationship the way they see it even in this century, and that is what they want to impact. That's the idea they have for you, which is entirely wrong, because the way things are being done now are different. Now, these people have good minds, but their idea is different. So you check the idea. Is it okay with mine? Should I take their advices? Like that. Now, I go to the final category. Good people, that's good minds with good ideas. The category of people that falls within these are your pastors, your mentors, your parents, your friends, some good friends, and siblings. A lot of times, siblings are always the best. They are the good mind people, and they still have a good idea. They see the way you are seeing. They even see better than you in that relationship. Those are the people you listen to. They are the ones you listen to entirely when they have good minds and good idea. How do you know if the idea is good? Check what they are telling you and check yourself. Does it correlate? Now, I just said the kind of people you should listen to is those people with good minds and good idea. Now, how do you know even when they have good minds and good idea? I still give them another 2 categories when they come to give us advices. It is in 2 ways. They are giving you advice for a spiritual reason, or they're giving you advice for a physical reason. That's number 2, physical. Number 1, spiritual. When they come to you, maybe it's your pastor, maybe it's your mentor, it could be your parent, it could be your siblings. Come, I think you're in a relationship with so person. I am okay with it. I understand everything going on, but somehow I feel like spiritually I have this. Maybe I had a dream or I saw a vision that she may not be good for you and all. And they give you spiritual reason, advice, spiritual advice. My brother, my sister, what you do is you check before you approve. I'm still talking about good minds and good ideas. Because I say you should listen to the advice doesn't mean you should just take all the advice like that. I'm taking it. When they give you the advice is, I've divided it into another 2 categories. Like I said earlier, the spiritual and the physical. Under the spiritual, when they give you any advice that is spiritual related, check it. Go and talk back to God. We all have license to talk to God. Like, it is not an ad something at all. We are all anointed servants of His. So go back and talk to God, because the word of God, verse 1 says, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. So you to check. God cannot be talking about you behind you. God is not a gossiper now. He will be going to talk to you too. He will want to let you know. So when they give you that spiritual advice, He will tell them, He will tell you. It will be a confirmation. Now you can act. But in case they give you the advice and you should not just act on it like that, it is also very dangerous. But when you check it and you think it's okay, check, then you're good to go. Now, when it is physical, I mean good mind, good idea, they're advising you on something physical. I've categorized it into another 2 places. Number 1 is minor and number 2 is major. What do I mean by minor and major? I came to give my brother one advice like that this sister you're working with, she talk too much. Must she say everything she sees? She's too aggressive. She's so annoying. She's so dirty. Something like that. They are physical advice. You could have seen it, but you feel like I'm good with it. You check it. Am I okay with it? Okay, she talks too much. I think I'm a good listener. I want someone who talks too much. I don't want my life to be bored. So I want to marry that person that talks too much. Sure you understand? Then you are good to go. It's a good advice from somebody that have a good idea, that thinks, this person talks too much. Are you okay with it? You check, then you approve if you are okay with it. It is under the minor. She's dirty. But maybe you yourself, bros, you are also dirty. So if somebody come and give you advice that your wife is dirty, or your fiance, your wife to be is dirty, it's none of you feel like I'm okay with it. You check it, I'm okay with it now. It's not as if I'm also in it. Why am I looking for a perfect person? Let's rock the house together. Maybe our child will learn how to be neat from watching American film. You never can tell. She understand. So those ones are minor under physical. Now when I go to, let's go to major. If your spouse is selfish, your spouse loves to take advantage, your spouse lack commitment, they are major issues. You might think you can deal with it, but you may not be able to deal with it. So if someone with a good mind, and you believe and you know that this person's ideology and mine, it's correlates, the person comes to you and say, don't you see that Sister Nkechi is, I'm sorry, don't let me mention name, I don't know anybody bearing Nkechi, but something like sister so that you want to marry, or brother something that you want to marry, don't you feel like he's not that, he's selfish, he takes advantage of things, and he's not this, he's not that, or something like that, and they tell you, check it again and see, can I cope with it? A lot of times we think we can cope with the major things, but we cannot. We only want them to change, but change at times does not go so fast, so easy with major problems, physical major problems. Change is only easy for minor ones, like talking too much, like someone that is dirty. You can easily teach them, they learn. When you have a spouse that is teachable, ready to learn, ready to understand you, you don't have a problem. I already had a video on how to know a wife material, and I said if she is teachable, in case you want to see the video, I might be dropping the link after this one. So if she's teachable, if you have a teachable spouse, you are good to go, especially when it is a minor issue. But sometimes some major issues are more serious, and it might be very, very difficult to change that person. Very, very, very difficult. If you're the kind of person that likes to take advantage of people, and you think, no, this person will not take advantage of me because no, I'm his or her spouse, you might be joking with yourself. Only if you can go with it. You don't have any problem with it. It's not going to affect you at all. Imagine you have someone whose hand is not open to giving, and you feel like, I'm okay with it, I give, so there's no problem, and it may really be no problem. In that case, then you are good to go. So that is how to take advices from people. You don't just take the advice or you reject it. Any advice you see, please let it go through this theory, the checking before approval theory. Check, this person giving me this advice, does the person have a good mind? Okay, if the person has a good mind, do you think this idea is this person's ideology and mine? Does it correlate? Then if it correlates, then you can further proceed to, is it a physical advice or is it on spiritual matters? If it is on spiritual matters, the final thing is result to God. If it's a physical matter, check it again. Is it a minor issue or a major issue? If it is a major issue, then you need to do a lot of thinking before you make your decision. But if it is a minor issue and you think you can go with it, just tell the person, thank you very much, I am fine. Now, going back to the beginning, when they give you advice, when you check, this person giving me this advice, does this person have a good mind? If it is a no, bad mind, is this idea a good one? If it is a no, bad idea, my brother, my sister, just red zone that advice and take it off. Because a lot of people think it is what they say that determines some other people's life. I don't understand how they think that way. If only he took her advice, or if he didn't take her advice. Let me tell you something. If you don't make your idea go there, if you don't receive advice from people and you put them through this theory and you just take it, if you even take people's advice and in the future everything go and collapse, they will say, we did not know, I did not know that it's going to be like that, you did not tell me then that it was God that told you that it's your wife. All those kind of things can happen. So it is better you go through the proper checking before you can say yes, I am taking this advice, or no, I'm sealing it off. Okay, end of seriousness. So this is where I'll be ending today's episode of The Hint. And I remain my humble self, Lope, Dicta, and please, before signing out, do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel. you can like, and in case you have any comments you want to drop for us, you can just put it at the comment section and we will give it. In case you have a different ideology about this, please take notes. Let me do this. I am not a counselor. As the disclaimer, I am not a counselor. It is my own idea and this is what I think. It's just a hint. That is why the program is the hint of what I think it should be. So in case you have a different idea, you can share with us. We are all available to learn. You get it? To learn. So to everyone in a relationship, or you have someone in a relationship, let us all go back to God finally. That is how I will end it today. Irrespective of what the advice is, what is God saying about the relationship? So, see ya, catch ya later on my next video.